What's up, y'all? How you doing? Got some good stuff to talk about today. Yes, sir. Yes, we do. 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 Okay. All right. All right. All right. He needs some milk. BA is dead. How's BA dead? Oh, they got that news, huh? I can't even see it. Um, yeah, I need to wait till the market open to even see what it's doing. What's up, y'all? Definitely don't plan on being live for too long today. For sure. We'll check out Mara or me. Alright, bro. Wait, you for real? Well, we definitely not looking at this. Robinhood, it was down to 220. What? That is sick. The thing is, that's a buy the dip opportunity. Okay? BA goes to all time highs. I'll wait for it to get to 211 because it's definitely going to continue to fall from there, like a little bit. Just trick out all the dip buyers. But at 211, man, that's a bargain. That's a bargain buy. I would love to get at 211. But we bullish on indices. Thoughts on Disney going into earnings? Disney has earnings again. Could have swore it just had earnings. Man, earnings is February 7th, a whole month from now. What are you talking about, Disney earnings? Thoughts on Disney earnings, bro? It's a whole month. We'll talk about it when we get to the whole month. But let's make sure we run the likes up. Let's at least get to 2,000 likes before we really get started. We'll look at Tesla. Of course, you guys want to look at Tesla. Of course, we'll look at Tesla. We'll look at Bitcoin. We'll look at everything, okay? It's going to be a live stream that we cover. You guys know how these live streams go, man. We cover the majority of the market. And we will continue. You guys know us, too. We give the best analysis, okay? That's just a fact. We get the best analysis. And bro said indices. Look, man. You don't gotta know how to read to make money on here, okay? I know how to read, but look, man, I get some words wrong, bro. Okay, I get some words wrong. It is what it is. Hood, yo, Wom, what up? IWM, bro. All right, like I said, we gotta get to 2K likes before we really get started. SPY hasn't hit 500 yet. I don't know. Fed's probably pulling it back this week. Look, man, even if it pulls back, who cares? What you have to realize is that the market isn't going to go in a straight line up. And to be honest, the way this closed on the daily is this is actually bullish, believe it or not. The only way this would be bearish is if you see it start closing below, the wick, which is, 466, and then maybe you'll see that 463. But I've seen this candle actually perform very good and even like sometimes give a big old green candle. So I'm not going to project like that. We're going to have to see the overall market. We got to look at the dollar. We got to get to 2,000 likes before we really get started. Obviously, we'll look at BA. Obviously, we'll look at Mara. But, I'm not getting started till we really, get to 2,000 likes. Can you explain how money rotates from big caps to small caps? There's nothing to be explained. That's just what happens inside of a market. But anyways, let's look at the Qs. You guys know we like looking at the Qs first. And you guys know we've been the most accurate live stream when it comes to predicting what the Qs is going to end up doing. And we've been saying, since last year, this exact same time, a whole year ago, that the Q is going to reach all-time highs. The Q is going to get to 350. It was going to get to, whatever it was going to get to. It's going to keep going up was what we were saying. But now you see it kind of giving a nice little pullback. And just like I was telling you guys during this pullback, this consolidation period, is that you want to make sure not only that you're buying time for a lot of these contracts, is that you have to know, you have to have a knowing that this is going to end up going up. First of all, it hasn't even completed its measure move till around 447. That's where I think we'll get the next consolidation period. Maybe the big pullback, maybe back down to 400. We'll get a bigger pullback than we're going to see right now, in my opinion. I don't think right now is the pullback a lot of people are waiting for. You look at the put and call options, and the puts is going up. It's at 0.82. You like to see that if you're bullish, okay? It's at 0.82. Could it go up more? Sure. But if we're looking at this on a bigger time frame, which is the weekly, this hasn't completed its measure move, which is to 445. That's where I see the Qs going. I see the Qs going to 445. All right. This pullback, we look at smaller time frames. And to be honest, if you miss the short opportunity, if you missed the short opportunity that's been had since the beginning of this year, December 28th, going short right here is kind of irresponsible a little bit, just a little bit. Mainly because you're sitting in a buy area. So if you're looking to buy some long-term shorts, now I'm not saying you can't go into tomorrow trying to get some weekly shorts, but you guys know why we don't really like looking towards what's happening tomorrow. We like seeing what's going to happen in the next couple months, 3 months, because that's where the real big money's made, because you're able to dollar cost average into positions and set yourself right and not do much work. But if you're looking at the cues right here, it's in a buy area. It's in a buy area from this leg. Like the big run up that you had from this previous leg that you saw right here, it is now consolidated and found is buying support. Like, this is where people buy it. So to short it right here is actually crazy. The only way I look to continue to short is if it does start closing below 395 on the Qs. Okay, if it starts closing below 395, you'll probably get an even bigger correction. It'll probably sweep this low right here. It'll probably get to 380. But that's a conversation for a different day. I like this buying area more than anything. And you even have some confluence I really like calls right here, man. We'll have to see. We'll have to see. There's a lot of more bullish people coming into the market. Will the market shake them? I know the market is going to end up going a lot higher, but is the shakeout done? Okay? Is the shakeout done is the main thing we need to start focusing on. And to be honest, if you're looking at these June calls anyways, or these May calls anyways, I mean, there's nothing better. There's nothing better right now than dollar cost averaging in the lows, those June and May calls. But the confluence that I was talking about was this hidden bullish divergence that you see right here. Okay, so you have some consolidation. You had it come into the buy area, and it has this hidden bullish divergence. So you have some confluence going along with why this is a buy area, and I personally really like it. Me personally, that's my baby cash, by the way. Some of you guys didn't know. We're going to see a small pull. The yearly charts are severely overbought. Hey, man, if you say so. I think the small pull comes later in the year. What you got to realize about these yearly time frames is that it might not play out at the beginning of the year, but it could play out at the end. So you could get one of these you could get a huge wick, you understand? And then you can get one of those big old candles. So that's what you have to understand about the yearly. If you're looking at the yearly, like, come on now. We can march all the way up to 450 and by March, and then end the year at 370. Okay, so that's what you got to realize about yearly closes. It doesn't always play out at the beginning of the year. It can play out later in the year. But yeah, that's what I think is going to happen with the Qs. Me personally, I like the buying right here. I like the buying right here. And you guys know me. I'm the biggest bull you know. But anyways, let's move on. Let's look at some other stocks, some single tickers. Put in the comments what you guys want me to look at. We'll take a peek at it. But first, let me look at the dollar. Somebody said, "Are you profitable?" I'm very profitable. Very. But if you look at the daily and the weekly on the dollar, this is a rejection zone for the dollar. So what you have right now, I just showed you guys two confluences on the Qs and why the Qs could possibly bounce right here, and why shorting it right here wouldn't be the smartest thing you could do until you get more confluence that, okay, the dollar is going to pump right here and it's going to meet its next resistance. So if you look at the dollar right here, I mean, it literally is at a rejection point. It's in its rejection area that's marked by this green box. And if you look at the weekly, it's been marching that like it's in a downtrend anyway. So me personally, if I wanted to be more bearish on the market, I would need to see the dollar start closing above 103, because that would mean it is most likely going to get to 104, 105, okay? And you guys know the dollar has been very, you want to pay attention to what the dollar is doing if you want to know what's going to happen with the market, okay? If you want more confluence on your trades, pay attention to the dollar. And I can show you multiple reasons but why the dollar is very accurate, but I don't feel like right now. And if you guys been following WAM, we've talked about this multiple times, but pay attention to the dollar. All right, but it is sitting in a rejection zone. If I want to be more bearish on the market, I need the dollar to get above 103, because then it's most likely getting to 105, okay? And that'll mean, the Q is going to pull back, man, like 370, 360, but make no mistakes, it's going to march its way back upwards. We also have CPI today, or CPI this week. That's something we need to pay attention to as well. Somebody told me to look at the Qs. We just looked at the Qs. We spent like the whole stream, the 10 minutes on the Qs. But anyways, let's move on. You want to look at JetBlue? Oh man, why you gonna look at JetBlue, man? This ain't even something that I'd like to trade, but we'll look at it, bro. We'll look at it. Yeah, man. I mean, it looks bullish, and the reason I think this is gonna end up going much higher, and to be honest, airlines might be due. Airlines might be a unique situation. Let me look at UAL. We'll come back to JetBlue, but yeah, airlines just might be in a unique situation. And to be honest, I kind of like that theory. I mean, there's always stocks and always sectors that end up pumping a lot more than other sectors because it's that seasonality, whatever you might call it. But if you look at JetBlue, I mean, the first thing that I see on it is the monthly divergence that you see, and we've seen so many stocks play out, so many stocks go crazy off of that monthly bull divergence, and it made a new low. It swept it, and it's sitting in this huge buying area that it was down in 2008. I mean, you gotta love what's happening with JetBlue. So whoever said JetBlue, I actually like it. Me personally, I like it. I think you can at least get to $7. And if I was playing, and it's starting to close above the weekly EMA. Now we gotta make sure it really starts closing. Getting some more close above it on next week's. But even the volume on the weekly, that weekly red candle that you got right here, that was the smallest volume that it's had since it's been moving upwards. So that means they're on that red candle. It was fake selling pretty much. So if I'm looking at something like JetBlue, I actually really like it, bro. So whoever said that, shout out to you. Now I wish I would have seen it when it really had this dip right here, because it probably came into the buy area. Yeah, it came into the perfect buying area. So me personally, bro, I really like it. Shout out to you. I think airlines and everything could possibly be ready. I mean, I see this going to the next resistance around 618, and JetBlue moves a little too slow for me, so I'd rather pay attention to something like UAL. But something like JetBlue and airlines in general, they look decent. They really look decent. So, and you guys remember last year in April and March, we were all over UAL. Some of you guys remember, we have a whole video about airlines and travel stocks back in April. And we were like, yeah, this is a bullish megaphone that's going to end up taking it to $54, $56. And what do you know, it did. So now that it's pulled all the way back here, you have to know that airlines is very bullish. They're not going nowhere. These aren't garbage stocks that we're talking about. These are stocks that have been around for a very long time. So I really like this, man. I like it. Now I like JetBlue, but I think UAL and maybe even Love could potentially move a lot better than JetBlue. But I like it, bro. Whoever said JetBlue, shout out to you. Anyway, let's move on. Tesla. Let's look at Tesla. I know a lot of you guys don't look at Tesla, man, and Apple. We'll look at Tesla and then Apple because I know those are the two stocks that a lot of people like paying a lot of attention to. And don't get me wrong, you're gonna make some money paying attention to them, but me personally, I think there's a lot of better stocks out there that move a lot better. But if we're looking at Tesla, I told you guys what I'm waiting for Tesla. Me personally, if it doesn't start closing above this level, this is the bounce level we talked about, the first bounce level. I was telling you guys, don't be looking to get it up here. Look to get it on this pullback that's going to give you right here. Now, it is kind of consolidating right here. We'll have to see. I'm not in Tesla, so me personally, I'm going to wait for it to get to 225, 224. The thing you have to know about Tesla is that just like how we've seen 20,000 people comment Tesla on here, there's so many eyes on it to where, guess what it's not going to do? The obvious move just yet. It's not going to do the obvious move. It's going to fake out people, make the people lose some money, etc. And then it's going to make its way, make its way out of this flag. You have to know that this is going to 400. Okay, you just have to know that it's going to end up breaking out of this flag, and the flag takes you to around $330. I see it going a lot higher, but that's just what the measure move is telling you that it's going to do. Now, me personally, I'm not in Tesla right now. If you're looking to get in Tesla, if you're not buying, if you can't afford these June and July calls for something like Tesla, these May calls, and getting like 250s, you might as well wait for it to get to 224, 225, and then just get 2 months out. And the reason I say that is because we know it's getting to 300. Let me delete all this. The buying area hasn't even hit yet. Like where you see Tesla normally getting bought at, it hasn't hit yet. And this is where I would love to get Tesla, because look at the last time it came here. This is the last time it came here, It went crazy. It went all the way to 275. It came down to the buy area. Not to mention, I mean, we could literally draw this right here, and I'm sure, yeah, it literally does the like Tesla moves like that. I don't know why, but yeah. So I let it come down to 224 to inside of this buy box. Okay. I mean, even if you look at this wick right here, this is where it wick from. It went all the way to 264, and I gotta see right here before I say I want to get Tesla calls. And I definitely wouldn't look to short anything Tesla, me personally, just because, you know, I'm bullish, man. I'm bullish. And even if we zoom out on a monthly time frame, like there's so much confluence that goes with that 220 to 225 area. Because look at what happened last time. Like this is where you had that massive consolidation, and then you had that massive run. This is where you had that right here, and then you had that massive run. This is actually where it broke down right here, and then, you know, it went all the way to 120, and then, you know, it even rejected right here, and then it finally got above and went to, you know, 274. So this level right here is going to be very crucial for it. And if I was looking to get into Tesla, I would look to see what happens at this level, because the risk to reward is great there anyways. Like even if you're wrong, like you're not going to be as wrong as if you were to get in right here. All right, but you have to know, like, this is bullish. It's bullish, but when? All right, when? And I don't know if you guys went on Twitter like 2 weeks ago or 3 weeks ago, and I was telling you guys, I was like, yeah, I'm not messing with Tesla. This thing's most likely going to consolidate, trick a lot of people out, yada yada yada. Why? Because you go on Twitter. I don't know if it's still happening right now, but you go on Twitter like a month ago, bro. Man, there was people spamming Tesla talking about it's not a matter of when. I mean, it's not a matter of if. It's a matter of when. Tesla's 135% gonna go up. And that right there, I was like, yeah, this is gonna chop some people out, man. It's gonna chop some people out. Especially, and you have to know something about Tesla. Like, if you don't have a big account, oh yeah, this thing 100% gonna chop you out. It's 100% gonna chop you out, because the contracts to even get 4 or 5 months out, they're probably running you like $1,000 per contract to even get a decent strike price on it. So, yeah. Anyways, let's move on. Somebody said Disney. You look at Disney. I think we look at Disney so much and nothing really changes about it. It's just sitting in a bull flag. Like Disney's something that is gonna end up going up. You just gotta be patient on it. You just gotta be patient. There's no way I'd look to buy the weeklies on it. There's no way I'd look to buy the 2 weeks on it. I would look to get months out on it and just sit on it and just be patient and just relax. But if we're looking at something like IWM, somebody came in here and said small caps are definitely next up, and you're absolutely right. The only thing that's gonna mess us up, the only way that you can mess up IWM and small caps is if you don't buy enough time. And you're right, Canadian, is retesting the breakout. It's retesting the breakout. Like, and you guys remember like 2 weeks ago, we went on the live show, like December, I don't know, like 2 weeks ago, we went on a live show, and somebody said, is IWM going to continue? I said, I mean, right here is usually where it fakes people out, because it has now swept the breakout. Like, it was up here, it was at like 205. I was like, if anything, it's going to reject right here, because it swept the breakout, and now it's most likely going to come down, because there's so many people, there's breakout traders. There's people that want to catch breakouts. And there's nothing wrong with getting breakouts. You know, this is not something I would do. But if you're looking at IWM right now, it's definitely retesting where it broke out from. And me personally, I like it. Like, this is a buying area for it. I mean, look what happened last time it was right here. I mean, of course, it wicked down to 188, etc. But as long as this continues to remain above the 21 EMA, this should trend shift. And the reason I said the 21 EMA, which is right here, it doesn't work in consolidation, by the way. That's why you see it does, like, that 21 EMA is a non-factor. It just sits there inside of this consolidation. But what could potentially happen on IWM right now is a trend shift. And a trend shift just means something that you get like right here, where it just bounces off, stays above, etc. And me personally, I think we might get something like that. But, you know, we got to stay above some certain points. But I like it. I mean, it's sitting in a buy area. It actually closed above the buy area, so I think it could be pretty decent. And this is actually a bullish candle. I forgot what it's called. This is actually a reversal candle. I forgot what it's called, but believe me, trust me, This is a reversal candle. I usually see these big old green candles next. Okay, we'll have to see next. Monday and Tuesday and Wednesday and Thursday and CPI. What you got to know about CPI? I mean, what you got to know about IWM is that the last times it ran, like when you got these big jumps, which the jump was right here. This was actually like a FOMC CPI day. And then the next one was right here. This is CPI or FOMC. And then the next one was right here. This is CPI or FOMC. So what you got to realize about IWM is that you got to have some courage if you're trying to get some IWM. You got to be holding and being patient. And like I said, just buying time on it will eliminate a lot of that stress. Okay, that's a lot of you guys don't know. If you want to make some serious money, you got to obviously know the direction of the market. You got to have some bias, and then you just got to buy time. Hood is one of the best setups in the market right now. Earnings is starting next week. Let's look at some earnings real quick, and then we'll look at Hood. But like I said, make sure you guys pay attention to the CPI, okay? CPI is coming out Thursday, and also the market is closed on Monday, okay? It's Martin Luther King Jr. Day. Shout out to him. Shout out to him. Shout out to my boy Martin. Shout out to Martin. But God did, Martin did. But I also want to look at earnings. Like I said, let's look at some earnings. I always want to keep you guys up to date on, this isn't just a live show where I come on here and just talk, and we look at setups. I make sure we prepare you guys for next week. And if we look at next week, not that many earnings. Yeah, my baby going crazy. You think we're going to be choppy till CPI? I have no clue. But Monday, Tuesday, we don't really have that many earnings heading into next week. I mean, Wells Fargo, Bank of America, Delta, probably, and JPM Bank earnings is probably the most interesting thing. But other than that, nothing really to be too worried about. To be honest, nothing really to be too worried about. But I did want to look at a stock. Cap's gonna fly. Let's look at Robinhood, Bitcoin ETF. Yeah. Let's look at. Oh yeah, Robinhood's gonna end up following the small caps, as you can see. As you can see, it's gonna end up following small caps. But I do think Robinhood is definitely one you probably want to pay attention to, because look at all this consolidation. As long as the market remains bullish and small caps do get the run that it's supposed to have, and etc., whether it's right now or maybe it happens in March. That's one of the things you just don't know right now. It could, like, the run could happen in March. You understand? Like, we could just sit here and chop, and then it happens in March. So you gotta be patient. But if we're looking at something like Robinhood, I mean, if this thing ever breaks out, this thing has been rejecting since March 2022, 2 years ago almost. If this ever breaks out from 1350, where it actually rejected from this year, it's gonna go absolutely crazy. Like, I can see this going back to $25 easily. So yeah, let's look at what Kathy Woods has been buying. That's something that's interesting as well. Let's look at what Kathy been buying, man. Let's see what she been up to. Coin. She been buying Tesla back. Interesting. Roku. Selling Robinhood, selling Coinbase, selling a lot of coins, selling so much Coinbase, buying Tesla. So nothing too interesting happened with Kathy Woods. Kathy Woods dumped a lot of money recently. Oh yeah. Yeah, she likes Tesla, which is garbage. Sold out Nvidia at the big pop. AI. All right, let's look at AI. We got a couple people asked for AI. My little Cash is going crazy right now. He misses his father. Snap. Take a long-term view on ARK. We'll look at ARK soon. Alright, so for AI, it's tough. It's tough. Now, I do really like AI. I mean, it's sitting in a nice uptrend, etc. There's nothing not to believe why this would not be bullish, but it's just sitting here ugly in this consolidation period. Let me actually look at this really quick. It's sitting at the perfect buy area. Like, it's literally sitting right there where it wicks from a whole lot. So if I was looking at getting the AI right here, or if I was looking at getting the AI, it would have to bounce right here. If not, this would end up forming a bearish H. Okay? And may end up going to $15. So I would have to see what it does here at this 27.30 this week, especially. I think this week is important for something like AI. Okay, make sure you're paying attention to AI at 27.30. Very important. Very important. I mean, you look at what happened right here. You look at what happened right here. Is rejected, went down, rejected, went down. Finally broke above, wicked right here, then finally broke above, and then that's what took it to, sky high. So I'm interested to see what happens with it. This is actually probably one that I'm going to watch this week. This is probably one that I'm going to watch this week. When does it have earnings?